Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, in today's class, we are going to talk about the present simple tense, but we'll try to use a new approach for learning the tenses, not their traditional approach. If you remember in your school life, in your college life, your teachers must have taught you tenses like Urdu mein pehchan and English mein pehchan. So forget about those things. Fine. Uh, Keep one thing in your mind. We have started academic writing, fine, and in academic writing so far we have discussed paragraph writing, fine, the structure of paragraph. Apart from this, essay writing, topic sentence, then thesis statement, and before that we have discussed the various techniques of avoiding plagiarism. Fine, what is plagiarism, how to avoid it, using acknowledging the sources, paraphrasing, summarizing texts, and like we have discussed so many topics. Fine, today we are going to start accuracy in writing. That is a separate chapter in your course curriculum, in your syllabus. Fine, accuracy in writing, how to make your writing accurate. Fine, so it can be made accurate if you make the correct use of tenses. Fine, if you make the use of correct abbreviations. Okay, if you make the use of correct punctuation marks. Apart from this, PCOization, like PCO structures. Okay, so if you focus on the tenses while writing, the punctuation marks, fine, abbreviations, PCFIs, and many other things, your writing will be accurate. Accurate means without any error, without any mistake. Fine. So let's begin with the tenses. Before going to present simple tense, let me tell you that we have got uh, three tenses. Fine. The first one is present tense, the second one is past, fine, and the third one is future tense, and you are already aware of these things. Fine, but I just want to provide a brief background. Now in the present tense we have got tense, 14 aspects. Number one, present simple tense, which you people call present indefinite. Fine. Then we have got present progressive, which you people call present continuous tense. Fine. Then we have present perfect tense. Okay, and finally we have present perfect continuous tense. Clear? In the same way, in the past tense we have got past simple tense like past indefinite. Then we have got the past progressive, fine, past continuous tense. Then we have got the past perfect and past perfect continuous. And same is the case with the future tense as well. We have got four tense aspect in the future tense. Fine, we have got future simple or future indefinite tense, then future progressive tense, fine, future continuous, then future perfect tense, and future perfect progressive tense or future perfect continuous tense. So these three are the tenses, and then the rest of the features, they are called tense aspects. Fine. So today we are going to start and discuss the present simple tense. Okay, one of the aspects of the present simple tense. So let's begin. uh, what do we discuss in present simple tense, or how about for what functions can we use the present simple tense? So we may use this tense for present simple activity or action, like for activities and actions in the present tense. Okay, for describing the state of something or someone, for describing the position of someone over something, for describing the ability of someone in the present. Okay, for describing our obligations, our responsibilities and duties, for describing near future in the present simple tense, like activities which we'll be doing in the near future. Fine. For describing universal truths, and for describing natural processes. So let's talk about all these things in the various grammatical structures used in the present simple tense to describe all these things. Fine. So starting with the first one, present simple action or activity, and this is what you have been studying since your childhood in your school, college. Fine. uh, Present simple activity means, or simple action means, those activities which we do is a routine. Fine, our routine activities are habitual activities. We call them diurnal. Fine, di diurnal, diurnal activities and nocturnal activities. NOC, knock, TURNAL. Fine. Diurnal activities means those activities which we do during the daytime, such as getting up, taking a shower, taking breakfast, going to university, fine, going to playground, fine, watching movies, meeting friends, visiting parks, various activities we do during the daytime. Then nocturnal activities are those which we do at night time, like reading a novel, watching the television, fine, watching the news or watching a movie, sometimes listening to music, fine, preparing slides for the teachers because they prepare slides during night, okay, and then throughout the day they keep on delivering the lectures. So these are the activities nocturnal which we do during the night time, fine. So we use the present simple tense for our diurnal and nocturnal activities. Clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now
Yes, sir.
what structure do we have to use for describing our diurnal and nocturnal activities? Fine. Subject plus first form of verb and object. These are the things you have already studied in your college life. Fine. For example, he writes a letter, she washes the clothes. It should be the other way around. She writes a letter and he washes the clothes. Okay. So here are some, technicalities in this tense which usually the students confuse those things while writing. Fine. That is the most complicated thing in this tense is the tense aspect is the use of s and es. Fine. Now keep in mind we have got two groups of subjects. Okay, two groups of subjects. On the one hand here, two groups of subjects. Here we have got he, fine, she, it, and singular nouns such as Ahmad, Aslam, Sarah, Salma, or the boy, the student, the girl, the teacher, fine. Singular noun, sorry, this is N, okay. On the other hand, we have got I, we, you, they, and plural noun. Fine, such as the students, the boys, the girls, the teachers. Clear? Plural noun. Now we have got one group of subject and another group of subject. Now if we look at these examples, this structure, okay, yes, this one, when our subject belongs to the first group of subject, like if you can see this is the first group of subject, he, she, it, or singular noun, fine. If the subject belongs to this group, okay, then we must add s or es to the end of verbs. Fine. On the other hand, if the subject belongs to this group like I, we, you, they, and plural noun, then we need not to add an s or es to the end of the first form of verb. Fine. Examples: uh, he writes a letter, fine. She plays football, okay. On the other hand, you write a letter, they play football. So I do not say they plays football, and nor do I say she play football. Okay, she plays while they play. Fine. So keep this point in your mind. Usually students confuse such things during writing and while writing an essay or attempting a paper in exam. Fine. So they forget about such sort of things. Now there is a confusion when to use s and when to use es. Fine. So here is a simple solution. If there is a word which ends with any of these letters, fine, O, H, X, Z, S, SS, CH, or SH. So if a verb ends with any of these letters, then you need to add es. Otherwise you need to add only s. For example, look at go. uh he or she go. So this is go. We do not say he or she go, rather we must have to write goes. Okay, so since it ends with o, so we have to add es and not s only. Fine, goes. Similarly, wash. Fine. Now he or she, so we will say wash. If you look at the word wash, it ends with sh. Fine, right here sh. Okay, or h, so we have to write es here. Fine. Then we have x. Similarly, z, s, ss, and ch. If any verb ends with any of these letters, we have to add es. Okay. On the other hand, look at write. For example, he or she write, write. So e is not included in this list, so then we need to add s only. Fine. So this is a simple formula for adding s or es to the end of verbs. Fine. Then coming to the negative structures of the present simple tense. So again, subject, then we have to add either do or does. Fine. Plus not, and then first form of verb and object. Clear? Again, if the subject belongs to the first group of the subjects, okay, uh, whose microphone is that? Fine. If the subject belongs to the first group of subjects, okay, then we need to mention does. Okay. On the other hand, if the subject belongs to the second subject of the second group of the subjects, like I, we, you, they, or plural noun, then we need to say do not. Fine. So he does not play cricket, she does not play cricket, it does not work. Fine. And the boy or the girl does not play cricket. On the other hand, I do not play cricket, you do not play cricket, we do not play cricket, they do not play cricket, and the students do not play cricket. Fine. So that is the basic difference between do and does. Usually students confuse this do with does, or does do with does, and does with do. Fine. uh, Again, interrogative structures, again, the very same structure, like uh, with do and does. Fine. Okay, how do we write the interrogative structure? First of all, we have to move the auxiliary verb towards the beginning of the sentence. Fine. Like this sentence will start either with does or with do. Now, if the subject belongs to the first part of the first group of the subjects, like he, she, it, or singular noun, so there we will use does. Fine. On the other hand, if the subject belongs to the second group of subjects, like I, we, you, they, or plural noun, then we will write do. Fine. Like, does he play cricket, does she play cricket, does it work, does Aslam or does the student play cricket? Fine. On the other hand, do I like cricket, do we like cricket, do you like cricket, do they like cricket, or do the students like cricket? Fine. So that is the basic difference between do and does. Now keep one thing in your mind, what do students confuse mostly, because you are already aware of these structures. Clear? The very first part only present simple action, the rest of the things they might be quite new for you. But as far as this first use of the tense is concerned, so what do they confuse usually? uh, they confuse this thing: he, she, it, or singular noun does not. Again, they will add s or es here. He does not plays cricket, or she does not plays cricket. Fine. When there is does or do, now if you look at do again is, the first form of the verb do is do, the second form is did, and the third form is done. Fine. Now do, we already add s or es as per the rules. The rules are that if a verb ends with s, with o, we have to add es then. Okay. So do is the first form, and e is already added here. Fine. So when you mention does, just as you say he goes or she goes, in the same way he does or she does. Then you need not to mention s or es here, because that will be redundancy, it will be repetition. Fine. And this is grammatically incorrect. Simply, I had a teacher in school life, and he used to tell us, I'll have to switch to the Urdu language in order to quote his exact words. Fine. He used to say, देखिए the ये is और is जो है इधर, sorry, ये is और is इधर जो थे, they are like birds. Fine, ये परिंदे हैं, इधर जब does हो जाता है, he used to say this thing in the Pashto language कि कलच does उशी. Fine, when does हो जाता है तो ये परिंदा इधर से उड़ जाता है, and that was the simplest way he made us understand of the use of s and es. Okay, so this is what the student usually confuse, and you must be careful about such sort of things in order to make your writing very much accurate. Okay, and now the things which we discussed so far, they're already you are already familiar with these things. Now certain things which might be new for some of the students are here. So starting with the very first thing, present simple state. Okay, uh, right here, we discussed so far present simple action or activity only. Now we may use the present simple tense, okay, to describe state, to describe the existence or the state of being of someone, something or somewhere in the present. Simply we talk about the halat wujud or mawjudgi of someone or something somewhere. Clear? Now what is meant by state? If I talk about a human being, so like I may talk about my biological physical state, I may talk about my mental state, my emotional state, my state of existence, my state of being, multiple states of myself I may talk about. Okay, so what is the structure for talking about the state of someone or something? The structure is a subject followed by is MRR according to the subject. Fine, like if the subject is he, she, it, then we have to write is. If the subject is I, then we have to use am, and if the subject is you, we, they are plural noun, then we have to write are. Fine, again go back to that two sets of two groups of subjects. Okay, but here I is considered to be in between. Fine, right here. Like in the first group we have he, she, it in singular noun. In the second group we have you, we, they in plural noun, and I is right here. Okay, it is treated differently from both the groups of the subjects. So simply, he is ill, it means he is in the state of being ill. So I'm referring to his biological state, his physical state. Fine, I am a teacher. This is my state of being. Who am I? I'm a teacher. Fine. You are present in this online class. Fine. So I'm referring to your physical existence. I mean your state of existence. Clear? So this is how we add is M or R, and then we use here any part of speech except verb. Fine. Verb and yes, mostly verb. Fine, and interjection as well. Like we may use a noun here, he is Ali. Fine. We may use a pronoun here, he is him. Fine. We may use an adjective here. Mostly adjective or nouns are used. Adjective like he is happy. We may use an adverb, an adjective like he is very happy. Fine. Like simply all the parts of speech excluding verb. Like I cannot say he is writing, because if I say he is writing, then it becomes the present progressive tense, present continuous tense. Okay, and it then refers to an action, the action of writing, not to the state of someone. Fine. So this is simply what the present simple state is. Then the negative structure, so again subject plus sm or r according to the subject, and then not simply, and any part of speech except those few. Like here he is ill, so he is not ill. Fine. I am a teacher, I'm not a teacher, god forbids. Fine. And you are present and you are not present. Interrogative, so simply shift this auxiliary verb to the beginning of the sentence, and you will have the interrogative structures, interrogative sentences like is him are here. Fine. Is he a teacher? Are you people here? Are you with me? Fine. Is he ill? Okay. So these are the interrogative structures. Then we may have the WH words, which are again the same structures, but we have to use the WH, like who are you, how are you now, okay, where are you. So again we are referring to the state of existence, the state of being, or the state of someone, okay, but we have to use the wh words then. Fine, good. Moving to present simple position. There is a difference between position and position. Fine, the pronunciation of that word is position, that is with the e sound, fine, while this one is position, fine, it's different. Now position means the ownership, fine, like when you have a notebook, for example, you have ownership over that notebook, okay, that notebook is actually in your position, fine. So present simple position is used to show the position, the property, the ownership or relationship of someone, something, or somewhere in the present, fine. Like you may have position over a land, you may have position over a human being, you may have position over a place, okay, or you may have position over a thing like your smartphone, your laptop, or your notebook, etc. So what kind of structures are used here to talk about, to describe our positions? There are the structure is very simple, fine. Subject, then along with the subject has or have, fine, and then our position, clear. It can be object, it can be a person, it can be a place. So now so far your school teachers and college teachers must have told you that have and has and have are used to indicate the present perfect tense only, like I have gone and he has gone and she has gone, okay. But these this have and has, they can perform the function of main verbs as well, okay, not auxiliary verb, and they may show position. How? With he, she, it in singular noun, again with the first group of subjects we have to use has, okay. On the other hand, with the second group of subjects like I, we, you, and they or plural noun, we have to use have, fine. So what sort of positions? For example, I have a car, fine. He has a new book, she has a new notebook, clear. So this is like I have a smartphone, I have a laptop, we have a very good class, fine. I have got very good students, very obedient students. So I have very obedient students. Now I'm referring to my position over human beings, okay. Here I have a new notebook, or he has a new notebook, so I'm referring to his position over a new notebook, fine. I have very good country, so I'm referring to my position, or we have got a very good country, so we are referring to our position over a place, fine. So this is what simply the structure which is used to refer to our position or ownership, fine. Negative structures are simple. I do not have and he does not have. Keep in mind that way with the same rule, fine. He, she, it, or singular noun, so we have to use does not have, and I, we, you, they, and plural noun do not have, okay. Now one thing which we need to clarify is that in negative structures have is used all the time and not has, fine. And the same is the case with interrogative structures as well, okay. Why is have only used? If you look at this one, yes, present simple ability, action or activity, fine. So when we use do or does here, okay, then we use only play, fine. The we use the first form of verb without adding is or es, okay. So in the same way, here we have tried to have only in not has, clear. Here is the structure. So I do not have, he does not have. Sometimes students confuse again this structure and they write he does not has, he does not has, that is grammatically incorrect. He does not have, I do not have, fine. Again, interrogative structures to simply move the auxiliary verb does or do to the beginning of the sentence, fine. And again we will have this kind of structure. Does he have a new phone? Do does she have a new laptop? Do we have a new session? Fine. So do and does, but have will be used with both, with do as well as with does. Fine. And do not forget to put this object. Find the sign of interrogation. This is all about present simple position. Fine. Moving to the third use of this sentence, that is present simple ability. Clear? Let me check the message. Someone has sent a message in the chat. Good students are curling in what say present continuous tense will present state. Okay, good. That is present continuous tense for them. I mean, we are talking about present simple. Fine. Okay. Uh, moving to present simple ability. Present simple ability means that we may use the present simple tense to describe, to talk about our abilities in the present. Fine. So we have got three structures for present simple ability. Fine. uh, Structure number one, can. Structure number two, am able to. And structure 3, have or has the ability to. Simply, in the Urdu language, we use three structures. We say मैं ये कर सकता हूँ. I should not relate these things to the Urdu language, but still to make things clear, we say मैं ये कर सकता हूँ, मुझ में ये करने की सलाहियत है. Fine. और मैं ये करने के काबिल हूँ. Clear? Three structures are used in the Urdu as well as in the Pashto language. Fine. And same is the case with the English language as well. So structure number one, to describe our abilities in the present simple tense, that is subject, then can, then first form of verb, and finally object. Like I can teach English, we can learn English. Fine. We can manage to have online classes. Okay. We can do this and we can do that. Clear? All our abilities. Okay. Then if you look at the negative structure, so simply cannot. We cannot do this. Okay. You cannot do this, he cannot do this, I cannot do this, they cannot do this, the students cannot do this. For I mean cannot do this. Here are this, we cannot do this. Fine. And they cannot mute their WhatsApp group. Fine. Here are this way. Anyhow, yes. So negative structures. Then we have the interrogative structure. Simply move can to the beginning of the sentence, and you may say then, can we do this? Can he do this? Can she do this? Yes, make raise. Any question?
No, sir.
Okay, she has raised her hand. Okay. Anyhow, moving to present simple ability. Okay. Not ability.
Sir,
G. You want to say something?
sir,
G.
सर जब हम पुट करते हैं थर्ड पर्सन के साथ कैन यूज करते हैं ना सर.
G. G.
सर यू आर हियरिंग माय वॉइस सर.
Yes, yes. Yes, your voice is audible.
सर while we put with third person can, why put SEIS? हम SEIS क्यों नहीं लगाते यानी कि ना थर्ड पर्सन के साथ? क्या ये मॉडल वर्ब या जो है ना ये जैसे आपने एबिलिटी बताया इसमें इस वजह से नहीं हम करते इसका ना सर?
Actually, that is used, S and ES are used to talk about our routine actions only. Fine, mostly. Fine. It is used with positions as well. But when we talk, when we use the word can, may, must, should, fine, might, with these modal verbs, then we need not to add S or ES. When a modal verb is used, then S or ES are not added. Okay. That those things are added just when we talk about or routine activities. Fine. Or even when we talk about our actions as well, but our positions as well, like does have or does not have. Okay, so when we talk about those things and we add do or does the simple auxiliary verbs, then we need to add s or es, otherwise we need not to use these things. Clear? Okay. Structure number 2 for the first structure for talking about abilities, that is can or cannot. Fine. The second structure is able to.
Another more thing,
Elias, your voice is not audible.
sir.
Ji. Ji ji. Mr. Elias, your voice is not audible. We'll have a separate session for answering session.
Signal is very poor today, sir.
I'm sorry, I
Sir,
cannot hear you
no,
properly.
जब हम जो WH फैमिली मेंबर के साथ हम इंटेरोगेट
Elias, I'm sorry, I cannot hear you properly. Fine. We'll have an answer in a question and answer session at the end, as usual. Okay. At the end, we'll have a question and answer session. Okay, good. So the first structure for talking about our abilities, that is can. Okay. The second structure is the B form. Okay, the first form of B, I mean SMR. Fine. And able to. Then first form of verb, like I am able to teach English, we are able to speak English, you are able to speak English. Fine. Is M or R according to the subject, like he, she, it, or singular noun is I am, while I, we, sorry, you, we, they, and plural noun are. So we are able to do this, we are able to do that, our ability. Fine. Again, the negative structures, we are not able to. Fine. Interrogative structures, are we able to? Fine. Then we have the third structure for talking about our abilities, that is has or have the ability to. As I told you, in the Urdu language we have ye karne ki salahiyat hai. Fine. So I have has or have. Again, has is used with he, she, it, or singular noun, while have is used with I, we, you, they, or plural noun. Fine. Like he has the ability to teach English, she has the ability to do this, uh, the boy has the ability to do this, the girl has the ability to do this, the student has the ability to do this. Fine. I have the ability to do this, we have the ability to do this, they have the ability to do this, the students have the ability to do this. Fine. So this is the third structure. Then negative structure for this use of the tense, do not or does not, and then have only, just as we do in position. Fine. He does not have a car, and they do not have a car. Fine. In the same way, he does not have the ability, she does not have the ability, the student does not have the ability. On the other hand, they do not have the ability, not does not. Fine. They, I do not have the ability, we do not have the ability, and you do not have the ability, and the students do not have the ability to do this and do that. Okay. And same is the case with interrogative structures as well. Do I have the ability to do this, do we have the ability to do this, does he have the ability to do this, does she have the ability to do this. Fine. Now keep in mind, moving to obligations, but keep in mind these structures are, again, they are very simple, and you must have come across such sort of structures. Okay. We are gradually moving towards complicated structures. I'm just, again, this is just a background, keep in mind. Fine. Present simple tense abhi tak humne shuru nahi kiya, that is just a background. Okay. We'll move to our ability to do things, our ability to have things. Fine. And uh, like multiple complicated structures are there, so gradually we are preparing ourselves to move towards those complicated structures. Clear? So we talked about present simple activity, present simple state, and present simple ability. Fine. Then let's talk about present simple obligations. Obligations means our duties, our responsibilities. Okay. Farais, zimmadaria. Okay. So present simple obligation is used to express the obligations, duties, and responsibility. and even compulsions of someone, something, or somewhere in the present. Fine. Compulsions or majburiya, farai zimmedariya majburiya. Fine. So we talk about, we describe these things using the present simple tense. Fine. So what sort of structures are used? There are more than 15 structures used for describing or obligations or duties or responsibilities in the present simple tense. Fine. Let's talk about only few of them. Structure number one, which we use most frequently. Fine. Have to or has to. Like, I have to work hard to be successful in the future. Fine. You have to be online to learn the present simple tense. Fine. He has to work hard. She has to work hard. They have to work hard. We have to work hard. Fine. The students have to work hard. Aslam has to work hard. Mehek Rais has to work hard. Mohsin Ihsan has to work hard. So has to and have to. So subject, then according to the subject, has to or have to, and then again the first form of verb. Clear? So this is structure number one. The negative structures, who do not have to or does not have to. Like, we do not have to work that hard. Okay, we do not. He does not have to work that hard. Clear? Interrogative structures again. So do I have to work hard? Does I have to? Does he have to work hard? Fine. Do I have to attend the classes? Does he have to prepare the lecture? Fine. So again, do and does. Structure number two, the first one is have to or has to. Structure number two, am to or is to or are to. Simply be, the first form of be. Okay, and then to. Like, I'm to write a letter. He is to write a letter. Fine. I'm to look after my family. I'm to look after my students. Like, no, there is no one else to look after my family, for example, and I'm to look after. Okay, like that is my obligation. That is my responsibility, my job, my duty to look after my family. Fine. We are to take care of this country. Okay, like बाहर से कोई नहीं आएगा. Rather, we have to take care of this country. We have to take care of our university. Fine. So we are, he is, I am. Clear? So this is another structure for talking about our obligations or our responsibilities, duties. Negative structures are, I'm not to look after this. Fine. I'm not to look after, I'm not to take care of my books. Okay. I'm not to take care of each and every sentence you write in your assignment. Rather, that is at your disposal. Fine. That is your job. Clear? So there can be negative structures as well. Am I to look after your assignments? Fine. Am I to look after your attendance? So that is again like the interrogative structures. Then structure number three for talking about our obligations in the present simple tense. So structure number three is subject plus SMR according to the subject, and then